There are things in life that we have heard for many years. And one of the things is there is a scripture that has been said. And one of the things is that has been said that whatsoever is done in the dark shall come to light. Well, today we're going to talk about light. But before we do that, I want to um, go back to what I'm saying. I know you cannot see me because I'm in the dark. Because I want to talk about this scripture. It says, the saying, what is done in the dark will come to light, is a common expression with roots in the Bible. With roots in the Bible. But the scripture says in Luke 12:2 and 3, this is how it reads, and this is the NIV. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. So, whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what ye have whispered in the ear in the inner rooms will be proclaimed from the housetop. This passage directly speaks to the idea that secrets will eventually be exposed. So all I can tell you is stay in the light. Stay in the light. Well, here I am. Stay in the light. We look at lighting in different ways, and if you look behind me, you see a light stand there. And this is let me bring it back. This is Coffee with Bishop Zap, and I am your host, Bishop Zap. So when we're setting up lighting, we normally talk about the basic lighting, okay? Basic lighting. And in our basic lighting, it depends on what you have, but the basic lighting is what we call 3-point lighting. 3-point lighting. And at our 3-point lighting, we have a key light, and we have our field. Key and field. Now, in 3 points, we normally have a key light. My key light is over. Let me go to I don't want to blind you, but my key light is over here. That's the one that's over there. That's the key light. All right. My field lights are the lights that are to my side. Okay, and I can position my field lights in in a position. Okay, so let me show you my my fields. Okay, so I have one over here, and I have one here. Okay. Now, when doing that and dealing with green screen, it is very important to make sure that your green screen is well lit. Well, today I do not have all those lights on that I normally have on. All I have on is those 3 lights. And the reason I did that is because these lights are set with a temperature of 5600 kilo. Okay, 5,600 kilowatts. So that's what it's put out. Now, one of my lights I have at about 50%. The other ones are full. Okay, they are full. The one that I have, my field light that I have in front of me, is at 50% because it is actually what I said in front of me. And I hope that is on the right channel. And that is on channel 3. Now, as you can see, the light is getting brighter, 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 brighter in my face. See how my face is getting bright? So I'm going to take it back down. And the only reason I did that is because I'm wearing a hat and I want to make sure that you can see my face. I'm turning it back down. It's a nice, comfortable. Okay. So I have it down. So that is how the lighting is set up. Now let me show you. Oh, I'm gonna talk about my mic. Let me talk about this. I have on a headset with a mic. Good morning, Mama. I have on a headset with a mic attached that's plugged into my computer. Now, the good thing about this is I'm able to wear a headset, and if I had to hear somebody talk to me, and I have a mic attached. The bad thing is it's attached to the computer. So when I get up to move, I have to remove, because if I don't remove it, then it's going to do what? Pull my computer. So I have to remember to remove the headset before I would take off and go walking somewhere, which I'm about to do. The right behind me, this stand here is not on. This light is not on, and the reason is because it doesn't give off the right tone of light as the other three that I have. This one gives off a yellow light, and I'm gonna show you the difference. Okay, watch up the top above me. I'm gonna move, but watch up the sky above me and see what happened. If you see if you look at the background here is yellow. Well, that's the part of the picture. But I want you to look up in the sky. Now, if you look, you see that big old burst that is right there. That is coming from that light. Okay, that is coming for the light, and the only way that I can fix that is to buy a bulb that is similar to these lights that are here and put it in there. I cannot control the temperature of the light. Okay, so for that reason, I'm not using that light because I don't want to look yellow. Okay, so let's turn it off because it's killing me. So this is the light that's in there. This is the light. It's a floodlight. So I'm going to get a fixed 56K light to go in there so I can be able to use. I apologize. So that was this was basically a floodlight. Okay, and the temperature on this floodlight is 22 lumens. Okay, so I don't want 56. I want a 56K lumen, and so in order to do that, I need to find the right light. So that is not going to work. So we're going to get the right light for that. The other thing is on my other lights that I have, they have a soft material over them to make the light soft. Okay, and even though I had a soft over this light here, it still came out yellow because of the temperature of the light, which was 22 lumens, and I need 56. Hold on. So you see the material here, and right now, and as you can see, you see what I was doing. That the light was it making you see the green screen behind me because I was taking that light away. That's why it's important that you light your background, your green screen. Okay, and I do not have that lit, but we will work on that where everything will be lit. Now, again, the room in this room, I do not have the room lights on. Okay, I do not have the room lights on. It's only three lights that is on right now that's doing all the work. So let's look. Excuse me. Let's look and see what happened when I turn on the uh, the room lights. But before that, I'm gonna move this other light out the way. Okay, so I turned on the room lights, and in turning that on, it kind of affect the other lights that I have in here, and it's causing. You can see the green screen is actually coming out even more. So I got to fix all of those problems so that it will actually go away. All right. So let me go back to no lights in here. So we have to make sure that we are well lit um, on the green screen, and that way we won't have no reflections. And by doing that, it will make your image seem live, and we won't have this problem um, with what's happening. Now I'm gonna do something else. Now I have two lights in front of me, my key light and a field light. Okay, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move my other field light, and I'm gonna reposition it that behind me because I want to light my back. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, so I got the light on my back, and you see how it's shining on my face over here, and it's coming, and it helps, but it takes away on this green screen. So what I'm gonna have to do is, So I'm actually bouncing that light, but I could not face it towards me because of the fact that it was. I could not face it towards me. I'm bouncing that light. I could not face it towards me because of the. It would interfere with the green screen. So, but what I was trying to show you is that I wanted to get a light over my shoulder here, and by getting a light over my shoulder, it was actually giving me more light. It's called backlighting, okay, or over the shoulder lighting. Um, that is something that can be done also, but the lights wouldn't be as close as it is. It'd be far off, and it would actually do the job. I can also pitch the light up and down, or I can have light over my head to fill this whole face from the top of my head down in the ceiling. So what I did do is I actually moved my table to give me more space from my green screen. So now I was 2 feet from the green screen. Now I'm at 5 feet from my green screen. Okay, so uh, which is a good distance to have. But again, if you light it, it will look good, and that's the way things work. Good lighting works very, very well, um, and you want to make sure you have good light and a great temperature, the right temperature. Um, um, Light is measured. Let me go. Um, I'm going to do this because I want to make sure so the color temperature, we talked about color temperature. Now I'm at 56 K, which is Kelvin. So it's a Kelvin scale. Okay. So basically, you're looking at a bright white light, often described as daylight. It is common setting for cameras and lighting when simulating daylight conditions, as it corresponds to the color of the sunlight at noon, according to some photographers and lighting resource. So I'm looking at 56 Kelvins. All right, this here it is zoomed at 22. Okay, so I don't want to do use a lumens. I want to use a Kelvin. All right. Now, if I want to make um, it look like moonlight, if I want to bring it down to make it look like moonlight over my face, then I need to go between 2700 Kelvin to 3000 Kelvin, and that gives you a warm, but it gives you a yellowish light. Um, so if I want a cold bluish light, then I'll be at 5000. So you just have to play with the lights, and they give you what you want, and then how much of it. As you can see earlier, I did 56 Kelvins at half percent of the light. Now all of my lights that I have here are LEDs. They are all LED lights, and I do have some PARs, but those lights they use up some power. Uh, hey, what's up, PJ? Peace, brother. So I I want to make sure that we kind of understand lighting, and make sure we got our lenses are seeing good pictures, good quality. So we did the blue, with green screen, um, and we can also do blue. Now, if you have something that is clothing that you're going to wear and your shoot is all in green, for there are some artists who actually wear green, light green, dark green. Their color is green. I think his name is Toby or Kobe. Um, it's all about green. Well, when he does a lot of shoots, he has to have a blue screen because of what he is wearing. So in video is known to use blue screen and not green screen. Green screen was supposed to be used for film, okay, and blue screen is supposed to be used for video, but it ain't like that now. It's whatever. Okay, just don't wear those colors. Whatever screen you are using, don't wear that color, because the image that you have will show up on it. All right. So I hope the lighting worked out. Hope you can improve on your lighting. It's all about testing, moving things, not having shadows. You do not want to have shadows. So if you have a shadow, you need to get rid of the shadow. Either move the light or add a light to get rid of the shadow. Backlight your drop your screen, and that way things look good. So that is something that's coming that we'll be working on, is adding backlight. Um, you can also do soft light on the table. And if you ever watch the news, they have soft lights on the table shining back at the anchor people, because they want to get that look, that facial, that shine, that softness in their face. And that's what's important. I have a hard light in front of me, and you can tell by my hand how the color is changing. But again, I can bring it down. I can bring that light down. Okay, let's see. And over here I can do this. See, it's channel 2. I'm bringing it down to about 40. Channel 2, I'm bringing it down to 40. Channel 1, I'm gonna bring it down also. All right, so I brought down the light. So now it's softening everything up. It's not as strong. And I'm gonna go back to 3. Bring 3 down some more. All right. So it's not as strong as a light on me. And as you can see, it's not like blazing off of my hands or anything. So I just soften the light up. So um, we really want to make sure that your lighting is good, and use some deflection, some type of screen to soften the light. So if I put it in front, let me do this. Let me get uh, tricks. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this screen, and I'm gonna put it over it. I'm gonna soften that light so it won't be so harsh. Clothespins are very good, but if you don't have clothespins, then you go to the Dollar Tree or someplace. Go to the hardware store and get you some clamps, because they will come in handy. All right, so I actually softened that light up that was in front of me. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up to I'm gonna bring up the temperature. As you can see, my hand got brighter. Excuse me. Now there's another thing you can use. You can use diffusions. So you can have diffusions to put on your lights, and that will break it down. It can break it down the same thing that I'm doing here. You put a diffuse on, but by me having control of the light, I can bring it down to whatever um, diffusion I want without having to put a diffusion screen on. All right. You can also change the color of the light, give it a blue effect, so it'll be like the moon. So I can do that with gels. Okay. If you want to make it where it's dealing with some type of uh, mystery something. And he said, God said, let there be light. And there was light, Lord. You are so evil. Ah. Okay. So you can do that. Light. It could tell the story. It could tell the story. Oh, it's so sunny outside. What can I do in this heat? Oh, it's on my face. Whew. See? Gels. So these are plastic gels. Alright? With this lighting kit that I have, it came with so I had 3 lights, so 3 plastic gels. 3 colors. Plastic gel. So that's how a lot of stuff is done in the movie set. The stuff is not red. You put a gel over it, and you get that effect. That's just one light that I put this gel over to give that effect on my face. Look at that, y'all. That one light, and that's red shining on my face. So if I want to highlight a person, and that person is evil or having something spoken, I can just make that red on that one shine on my face to give me that look, to separate me from the other artists in the room. And it's just tricks of the trade. Tricks of the trade. And believe me, you can get some pars that are color pars that can change the light. You can actually do that. So I I don't know if okay, no. I don't think these change colors. I think they just go from no, they don't change colors. So go back to that. All right. Well, hopefully you have gotten something from this class on lighting. And remember, the scripture that we used earlier was Luke 12:2 and 3, and the King James reads like this: For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. The third verse says, Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetop. So the good old saying, whatever is done in the dark shall come to the light. Well, that's just a saying. Okay, the saying, whatsoever is done in darkness shall come to light, means that secrets or hidden actions will eventually be revealed and become known to others. That is what that means. That is not the scripture. The scripture is Luke 12, 2 and 3. Whatever is spoken is a difference. Okay? So people say done in action. It says whatever is spoken. All right? So let's make sure that we want to put out the right information. And you can research that. And if you find it different than what I have, hey, let me know. Because I also like to learn and make sure I'm putting out the right information to everybody. I'm your host again. Thank you for coming on. This is Coffee with Bishop Zapp. I'm your host, Bishop Zapp. Peace.